nowhere to go. There's a man over there into the music scene, showing lots of love for the community. With great advice, I know who I should go see. So all around town radio show is where I go for the latest band info. So all around town radio show for the music that comforts my soul. It's the All Around Town Radio Show. The All Around Town Radio.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon.
It's the Weekend Review. Top 5 are coming for you. We're speaking with the fans. Sometimes they don't show. Well, whatever, man.
All right. Good afternoon. Welcome to the program today. It is Monday. It's the weekend update, and it is live from the All Around Town Radio Studios. Let me turn that down a little bit. It's Monday, August 14th. You're watching Backstage Hall Passes weekend update. You know, it's National Creamsicle Day. It is National Creamsicle Day, just in case you wanted to know. Not that that means a whole lot. Hello, Glenn, checking in on the YouTube channel. Ray Renee, we're going to be talking about her here in a few minutes. Who else we got out there? Steve Downey in the house. Bill Allred, how are you? Good to see you. I am back, man. I'm back. I am back. I was back last week on Wednesday and Thursday, but yeah, I wasn't here last Monday for sure. What's up, Rick Kern? Rock and roll rock star Rick Kern in the house. Kevin's here. President of the Rick Kern fan club. How are you, Kevin? What's up with you, buddy? Ditch is in the house. How are you, Ditch? Thanks for being with us. And Eric Sears, how are you today? I got to see him over the weekend. In fact, we're talking about him on our Friday night update. Bob Klein in the house. Good to have you with us, Bob. And again, I'm going to get started here. I do want you to know we've got a lot going on. And obviously, we're trying to be what we say we're going to be. And that's your number one source for live local music news, bands, venues, and more right here at All Around Town Radio. So we're getting a few people live here. Want to thank you all for the, I think we're in the 3,100 views or something on the show Thursday. So thank you for that. Thank you for all your shares and supporting the musicians and the venues that we talk about on our Thursday show. It's called Who's Playing Out. Yeah, so if you're out there, guys, say hi. Jim McCarthy checking in. I see him popping up on the screen here. My resident producer, Jim McCarthy. It was a big weekend of music out there. If you went to Voice of America, or Voices of America, as it was called, at Voice of America, if you can throw some comments in, we'd love to hear from you on that show. I did not get to that show at all over the weekend, but heard some good things. And frankly, I will say I was a bit worried about them pulling such a big concert off, and sounds like they did it. So yeah, I don't know. But if you went, let me know. It was, first time for those things. They went big, and sometimes the country concert started out as a small little event and built over the years and years to be the big event that it is. So they came out of the chute swinging. They did. Definitely. It was a big weekend. Glenn said he had a slow weekend, Hard Rock and the Beach Boys, and then to Rick's for the Gamut. That was it. Yeah, I stayed, as I always do now, close to home. Unfortunately, my distance traveling at night has been diminished due to some eye issues. But, I'm seeing music, and that's what matters. And I know you guys get tired of me saying, well, I went to Heather's, I went to Mr. Burroughs. 3 minutes from my house. 3 minutes. And don't send me any hater messages. I am at my limit with haters. And please don't send hater messages about why I didn't come to your show and all that. I try my best to promote it. I'll talk about it. But if I can't get to it, please understand. And I want to get a shameless plug in for what I've got going this week real quick. For those of you that aren't aware, on Saturday, Autism Rocks Ride, Queen City Harley Davidson. I'll be the MC for that event. It's going strong. We'll have more on it on Wednesday, on our Wednesday with the band show at noon. But I'd love to have you stop in at Queen City Harley and enjoy a day supporting the Ken Anderson Alliance and Autism Rocks. Autism Rocks, riding for autism. It's going to be going on. Hello, Melissa. Thank you for being here. We'll be mentioning them on this week's Thursday show. They'll be playing at Heather's next weekend. Oh, yes. Thank you, Jim McCarthy. I am back. I know I missed one day, man, but it's just actually I missed two. Karis was off last week too, but she's going to be back with me tomorrow. We'll have Hot Topic Tuesday for you tomorrow. I don't know the topic yet. I'm letting her decide this one. She's been off, so it's time for her. And John Barry said voices are already coming back next year. I figured they would. If they had a big success this year, they'd do it again. And yeah. Yes, I feel fine. Jimmy, I feel good. I'm good, man. I'm not sick. I was just off a couple days. Had a little tragic event of the loss of a dog and some other things in my life and going on, and just needed to recharge the batteries, as they say. That's how it works. Shane DeMoss, how are you, man? Good to see you in here. You've been playing a bunch too. Glad to see that. And we'll announce Shane's gigs on Thursday as well. Yeah, I think he's already submitted them. So that's cool stuff. Gina McCann, my lovely friend Gina McCann with the voice like butter with cayenne pepper. Gina McCann. We got a lot to talk about here today. And again, if you saw somebody play over the weekend and you didn't get it posted on our page where we asked for it, please drop it in the comments and mention the venue too if you can. It's always important to mention those venues that support us. It is. Who else we got? Bill. Hi, Bill. What's going on? Thanks for being here. And yes, Gina, thank you so much. Yeah, there's just no way around that just sucking. It does. It's terrible. Pets should be able to live, and I don't even want to call them pets because they're family members, but they should be able to live the same amount of time we do. That's the way I feel about it. Anybody want to vote on that? Because it is gut-wrenching when that happens. It is gut-wrenching for sure. So let me roll on through here. Don't forget to follow us on all the socials out there, guys, if you can. It's very important, especially with some of the turmoil and the inconsistencies in the book of face, that maybe you drop onto our YouTube channel and subscribe so that that'll be a forum that we may be on. In the event we either get cloned, hacked, taken over. I see all these business pages that people worked years to build getting taken over by people, and then they start sending out bad stuff, and then they get shut down like Karis's did and other people I know. So it's a shame when you work your butt off to build 10,000 followers and this and that, and all of a sudden some idiot takes it over and ruins your whole livelihood. And yeah, you can follow us on Instagram as well. We're on there. We're on the X too, but I don't tweet. If it's still called Twitter, I don't know what that is. And yes, we do have a TikTok channel, is it called? Or we have a TikTok, but I don't do much on that either because I don't know how. I haven't had the time to even learn. So remember, folks, the views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and don't necessarily reflect the views or positions of our sponsors or any entities they represent. We don't have a sponsor today, but we do have one on Thursday. It's called Froggies. They've been with us a long time, but no Monday sponsor right now. But if you want to be, you could sponsor Mondays. Feel free to give me a buzz. So welcome, folks, and send your ideas for Hot Topic Tuesday to us. Karis and I would love to have some good topics to talk about. There are some in the works that we're working on. She's going to decide tomorrow's, though. I'm leaving it all up to her. So this week in music for us, killer night of music at Name That Tune on Wednesday night at Heather's. Had a great crowd. Even though Mother Nature, the weatherman, was scaring everybody off. High winds, devastation, Armageddon. We didn't get anything. So that's how it worked. But we still had a bunch of players and good times, and a little slimmer than normal, but it was still a great time at Heather's. We're used to packing out that place out. And when you have a few teams that don't show, it just looks like, oh, wow, we're missing some people. But it was a great time. We had some great music rounds that night. Then let me get to Friday. I've been taking Thursdays, a little break on Thursdays because the 2 nights before were kicking my butt and loading in, loading out and all that. But I did take a little bit of a Thursday off. I will return to the Bell and the Bear, though. I love that on Thursday nights. I just needed a break. And we are moving on with Friday, though, and I want to talk about that one. And if you're out there again, guys, drop some comments. I see I got a bunch of comments backed up here. Let me get to those before I talk about our weekend, if I can. And as I roll down. Oh, Kevin, thank you so much, man. You're a good dude. Kevin, you're a great supporter of what we do, and thank you so much. He shares our stuff. If you haven't seen, he was sharing our support local music apparel link that we posted, for lack of a better term. It's got till tomorrow night at midnight. If you want to order anything this go around, I'm not going to set that store back open until October. So that'll be out of the tank top season and anything else you want to get. So get that, if you will, and jump on that. It's only open until midnight tomorrow night if you want to order anything from our apparel line. We are working on, for those of you that have asked, I'm working on the next go around in October for sweatshirts. Some people wanted sweatshirts without hoods. 937 Inc. working on that for me. So we'll get that to you. And yeah. And Shane didn't make it out. Oh, yeah, you do have withdrawal. I did that kind of the weekend before, and it does. You miss that local music. And Jim went to see the Hub, where Gina and Johnny Duo were there. It is a great venue, and that's always a charming group, Gina and Johnny. I love that one. Charming, is that a good term? More like a butt-kicking group. And Butch said KMB rocked the voices, very well put together. Good to hear, Butch. Thank you for that. And thank you, Kara, for that comment. I agree with that. Let's see what Mr. DeMoss has to say here. Yeah. They don't bother taking over any of your pages. They haven't done it yet to you, but you know, the more you've got a lot of followers, the more followers you get, the more they target you. I know it's just a shame people don't have anything better to do than that, but seems to be a trend. It does. And yeah, Ray said some get paid for posting too. Have to start that all over again. Yeah, it sucks when somebody comes in and hijacks your page like that, and then of course sends out something inappropriate that the computers catch and shut you down. You play hell finding a real person at the Book of Face. I had to do it at one time and on something, and it was it took almost 6 months to get it resolved. It did. Hello, Tessa. Thank you for being here. And Dave Worthington, what's up, buddy? Steve Short, how are you? Thank you. What's Bill got to say here? The only negative feedback you heard about VOA is that they did not plan for emergency fire exit. They had to move audience to other side. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything about that, but I do know that they really set the bar high with the amount of people and the amount of artists they had and all that. So I hope it all worked out. It sounded like it. Kevin McCoy, when I talked to him, said it was good. He did. And guys, I see there's tons of comments. Thank you for that. And Dave, I'll give you a shameless plug for that one. Lions Club Festival in Bellbrook, Friday and Saturday. You do have live music at that, I believe, right? If you do, Dave, you can throw it in the comments. I know they have a beer garden now, which they never had for years when I was there, or something to that effect. So yeah. Check that out. Bellbrook Lions Club Festival. And what is Jim said he saw Shane DeMoss the Hangar Saturday night. There you go. Thank you, Jimmy Kilroy. Always a good supporter of local music. And I don't know what that link is to, Jim McCarthy, but we'll take it. Whatever link you put up there. Oh, maybe he said it above it. There you go. All right, Crown Watts. Thank you. That must be the link. And River's Edge was rocking. Thank you, John Barry, for that. But let me talk about Kevin McCoy Band, guys. I got to get to that. Definitely got to get to Kevin McCoy Band on Friday night. Had a great time with those guys. You hate it when it happens. They've had a lineup change, and people do new things, and I don't fault anybody for ever moving on and trying something new or doing whatever they need to do. But I will say, Kevin McCoy put on a great show Friday night, and I was missing Lee. I love Lee, and certainly miss him. But he has went to other avenues, and he's doing a lot of music, a lot of live stuff himself, a lot of solos and duos that Lee's doing. And I wish him well, and I hope he continues to send us his stuff to us or on our page, because we always enjoy hearing from him. And Kevin was there with Eric Sears on bass, Catfish playing the drums, and can I say Catfish is one of the most solid drummers I know. Steady, good, knows all the songs. I mean, he's remarkable, and I like him a lot. He really compliments the KMB, and a new guitar player, which guess what Scott didn't get his name. So if anybody knows the new guitar player in Kevin McCoy's band, I was introduced to him, and man, it just there was too much going on there with Kevin McCoy, including Gina the dancer. I'll leave it at that. Gina, if you're watching, thank you. I'll say thanks. But Gina the dancer, I call her the mother trucker. Yes, and now watch the computer catch me on those words. But yes, Gina. And not Gina McCann. I'm not talking about Gina McCann. But yeah, Gina was getting. Oh, there we go. Thank you, Eric Sears. Jeff Miller. I feel bad because there were several people filling in and playing with different bands over the weekend, and I just blew it about getting names and writing them down. I was too captured in the moment. Eric, it was great to talk to you, my friend. You're an awesome person, and Eric's got a good head, man, for music. He does a good job. He's solid as solid can be on the bass. I've heard him play guitar. He's fantastic. And I didn't quite get enough Eric Sears on Friday night, though, Eric. I know Kevin was there, and Kevin sings, and he sings really well, but I like to hear a little Eric Sears sprinkled in there quite a bit. And thank you, Jeff Miller, for a great job on the guitar, and he sang some songs, did a great job. And yes, if you saw the pictures from Heather's, I did join the band on stage for a moment. And thank goodness Eric carried me. That's all I can say. Thank you, Eric, for carrying my vocal horridness. All right. But Kevin McCoy band, guys, Kevin sprinkled in a bunch of his originals throughout the night. The crowd was there. They love Kevin McCoy at Heather's. First time they've ever played there that it didn't rain, which was really good. And it was a blast. I mean, we had a great time. Saw my buddy Josh Morgan there. He was in the house. Like I said, got to meet some new people. Saw Sharon was there. We've got some pictures on our page. So if you guys want to check that out, check it out. And if you miss Kevin McCoy on Friday, catch one of his shows because he's doing good things. And he played Voice of America the night before on the stage. In fact, they were the first act to ever play the Voices of America. So that was cool. And yeah, and Eric, I don't make a habit of doing bandioki, man. I'm sorry, but your boy Kevin there with his love locks just sucked me into getting up on stage. And yeah, that's not my normal gig. But thank you for having me. And it was a fun song to sing with you, my friend. It was. Well, I don't know what McCoy was doing. He was just kind of hanging out there looking pretty for the ladies. He was. But we had a blast. Heather is always a great host at Heather's, and got to see Jerry there that night. We had a good time. We sat out there and listened to some great music, the KMB at Heather's on Friday night. So hats off to those guys. We love them. And if you haven't checked out some of their new stuff, in fact, I'll probably play Blue Collar at the end of this, one of Kevin's originals. Probably play it at the end of the show today, but he's got some new stuff out too. Go to their page and check out some of the new recordings that are happening for the Kevin McCoy band as well. I got to keep rolling. If there's somebody you saw over the weekend, though, I'd love to hear from you out there. Drop it in the comments if you would, folks. Please drop it in there. Hi, Mike Kuntz. I know you saw a bunch of music. You worked a bunch of music over the weekend. And thank you, Jim, for that Crown Watts. And Britches Down Saturday is 24/7 at the Lions Festival in Bellbrook. There you go. And there's a link in the comments if you want to click on it. If you're out and about this weekend, it's a great group to support. I can attest to this. I was the fire chief in Bellbrook for many years, and that organization gave us more money over the years than any other civic organization out there. And they support the police, fire, the schools. They support the sports teams. The Bellbrook Lions Club has been a staple in that community for years and years in the Bellbrook Sugar Creek community. So please, if you can go check it out. Check it out. And if I could go and wear like a dark sunglasses and a hat and not be asked questions about the fire department that I've been retired from for 9 years, it'd be great. Or the city. Maybe, Dave, can you work that out for me? I want to go incognito because, man, every time I go to Bellbrook, it's like question answer. It's not fun. I've been retired 9 years. Not that I don't care, but I don't care. You know what I mean. All right, let's talk about Saturday for a minute. I got to move on because I'm running out of time here, and I know you guys don't want to hear me ramble too long. But again, if you're out there, I'd love to hear some comments from you of anybody you saw play over the weekend, and we'll mention them here on the air today. So what do we got? Saturday night, a twofer. And it was one thing I've got to say, and I'll get into Mr. Burroughs on Saturday night here in a minute, but we've got a great music community in this tri-state area, and they come to the aid of people when they need it. And I'll leave it at that till we get to Mr. Burroughs' section. But I will say, and I see Dwayne has joined me. Hi, Dwayne. Thanks for being here. Good to see you. What's Jim saying now? There you go. Outlaw Music Festival. Yeah, that looked good too. You know, I wish I could get out further. I do. I have to get a driver. Need a driver. I do. For real. And what are we saying here? Eric said the stage crew management of Voice America was spectacular. Great experience. Yeah, Eric and I were talking about that on Friday night about how big that stage was and how cool that was for him and having his family there and everything else. And Eric's a humble dude, but Eric, you're a rock star. Thank you, my friend, and you do well. And certainly compliment the Kevin McCoy band. You've been a great addition to that band. Absolutely. Jonathan Groom's in the house. Speaking of bass players, here's one of my favorite bass players, Mr. Jonathan Grooms, who you can find rocking at the Bell and the Bears Thursday Night Jam many times. You want to catch up with him. And sitting in with some bands across the area as well right now. So Jonathan's a pro. He is. Let me talk about Crying Out Loud for a minute. I've seen this band a lot. I went specifically to see the fact that our friend, and to support our friend Dirk, who is off. He had heart surgery, and Dirk had a significant heart surgery. One that he had a valve replaced. And I can say that. I mean, he's put that out there. And it's one of those where, you know, they open you from stem to stern. And Dirk's got a long recovery period here, at least 6 to 8 weeks, before he can get back at doing a whole lot of anything. And our thoughts are always with Dirk because he's one of those guys in music that's just a super individual. And Dirk wasn't there. You know, he's recuperating. So they had fill-in bass players. And they got up there. And I, again, didn't get their names. So if anybody's watching and knows their names, please throw it in here. But I do know the rest of the band. And I will say John Norkus on vocals, you know, killing it. Miss Stephanie Sutherland on vocals. You know, this band is wonderful. Dave McCarty on guitar, by the way, fantastic. Niles on drums, just rocking it out and doing a great job as Crying Out Loud does. It's a favorite in Springboro, I'll tell you that. And anytime they play anywhere, they fill the room. When they play Burroughs, they play the Barrel, they play Heather's. It's always busy with Crying Out Loud. And this band has 3 front singers. You won't see that very often. And hello, Greg. Thank you for being here. And the 3 front singers just belted out, and the band is solid as a rock. The guys playing bass were solid. They were doing it and filling in. And, you know, it's hard to step in and fill in for an established band like that sometimes who has a big set list. And if you've ever heard Dave McCarty play guitar, he rocks it. And he's an excellent guitar player. And Don't Treat Me Bad, Firehouse. Mr. John Norkus. I was sitting there with Jerry Nimmersheim, and I said, let's see if he hits this high note in Don't Treat Me Bad. John not only hit it, but I think he broke glasses throughout the venue from the way he hit that note. He slayed that song. Hello, Eric Knight. How are you? Thanks for being here. More than 0 in the house. And Crying Out Loud, great band always. Enjoyable. I popped in there. I was there about an hour and a half and then went up the street to Mr. Burroughs. But I want to give them all a shout out. And not only are they a good band, they're good people. And there was a lot of musicians there in the house. Dave Garwood from Velvet Crush, Dana Garwood from VC Unplugged, Billy Sutherland from White Knuckle Weekend, who's married to Stephanie, who sings with White Knuckle Weekend as well, was there. So a good time with a bunch of musicians and friends and fun at Heather's on the patio to a packed house. Heather was slammed, man. Her staff was running around like crazy people taking care of business. So you always want to hear that. Now, on to Saturday night real quick. Hello, David Thornton. How are you, buddy? We'll be talking about his gigs on Thursday's show as well. And let me say this. When I said earlier we have a great music community, we do. And unfortunately, a band canceled on Mr. Burroughs for Saturday night. I hate that when that happens. And not always doesn't always happen due to illness. You know, if it happens due to illness last minute, I get it. I mean, if somebody can't sing, can't play, those things happen. But this band canceled earlier in the week. Thought they were going to be able to pull it off, and then didn't. And so Marcy had a few people she was looking for at Mr. Burroughs, and she put her feelers out for a band to fill in for Saturday, and things just didn't materialize. So come, gosh, was it Thursday or Friday? It might have been Thursday late. It might have been Friday morning. I can't remember at this point, but Marcy and I were talking via Messenger, and I said, you want me to put that out to my gig groups? And I have 3 gig groups on Facebook that are all musicians, and we threw that out there, and immediately got some response. And one of them was Brandy Evans. I always want to call her Brandy Conero. Brandy Evans now, as she's known, the Mrs. Evans. Brandy said, we'll do it. And I was like, okay, you got a gig at the Monkey Bar from 2 to 5 that day. You sure you're going to pull this? Because Brandy's coming off vocal surgery, and, you know, I don't want her to. Well, she took the gig and absolutely wowed the people that were at Mr. Burroughs. Now, unfortunately, it was one of those summer nights where people didn't think they had a band and that they hadn't seen it all week and blah, blah, blah. But it certainly wasn't what I'm used to seeing as a huge crowd at Mr. Burroughs. Although the people that were there are having a blast. We had a blast. We went up there and brought a bunch of people up from Heather's. We had a good time. And we were drinking interesting things too. We tried this drink called an Irish ribeye. If you've had one of those, raise your hand. Irish ribeye. Interesting. I'll tell you about it in a minute. But I want to talk about Brandy and the Beard. Bob and Brandy killing it. Hey, Sean Cooper, how are you, buddy? Good to see you. Kevin says Brandy Evans and the Beard. Yes. Brandy and the Beard. Unbelievable. And great job. And they play a good variety of stuff. Now, I've seen Brandy in Strangelove. I mean, she rocks it out hard. Really hits it, you know, when she's at the Bell and she sings on a Thursday night on the Jam. She always has something that just slays it. But this was a good variety of music Brandy and the Beard did. A lot of fun, a lot of cool stuff. And it was a blast to hear. And I hadn't heard them in a long time. I think the last time I saw them was 2 years ago together at Putter's down in Mainville. And right when the COVID was starting to let up a little bit, maybe a year and a half ago. And Brandy and the Beard, they were wowing the people there. And Hollywood, that'd be a good group for you, buddy, on a patio time down there. Brandy and the Beard, if you haven't had them, I don't know if you've had them or not, but good stuff. You know Brandy and Mickey, I know. What's Bill got to say? Oh, here's Pandora Effect. He said Friday evening at the Monkey Bar, and then Brandy and the Beard was fantastic, and Rhythm of Soul. Bill, you're a staple there, my friend. Thank you for reporting in on that one. Hollywood, how are you, buddy? We've got to get together again. We got to have lunch. I got to get down there someday. If I ever get a minute, I'm coming down to the hub. I am. Summers are tough for me. They are. And there's Bill with who he saw over the weekend. Bill, you're always busy, and great videos again, Bill. And I will tell you, Bill, you tag me in those. Please keep tagging me, although some of them don't make my page because I'm getting these violation things that I have too many tags on my page or something. So there's times I accept them, times I don't, but I always try to acknowledge them and like them and do all those things. So keep tagging me, Bill, please. I want to see those videos for real, for real. So Brandy and the Beard, great variety of music. Everybody that walked in that bar said, wow. The owner, Rick, that was there, he's like, man, they're coming back. They want them back. Really good job. And they'd love to have Strangelove back too. So hats off to Brandy and Bob. Like I said, great job for killing it there on a fun night on Saturday at Mr. Burroughs. Then let me go to Sunday because I got to wrap this up. But I do want to talk about Sunday because I made a little trip right back to Burroughs because my good friend Ray was there, Ray Renee, and that one Party Band Acoustic. Now, let me tell you something here. You can all kind of, some of the musicians will poo-poo this a little bit and say, oh, whatever. They got a good thing going. They're using a backing track. They're playing a guitar, the acoustic guitar with it, and Ray is singing along, and her energy on Sunday was off the rails. There was a birthday party going in there for David, Linda's wife. David's in Last Call, the Last Call duo and trio and all that. There was a lot of musicians there. Chris Reynolds in the house, David Garwood in the house. Heather was there from Heather's, of course, Marcy from Mr. Burroughs, and a bunch of other folks enjoying themselves on Sunday. And Ray Renee was a rock star. I'm just laying that out there. I was so impressed with what she was doing, and Ray killed it. And everybody in that room, and it was a full room with his birthday party too. Everybody in that room was wowed by her. And I heard a couple comments. Oh, it's bandioki. It's this and that. Well, yeah, it kind of is. But talk about a way to save a venue money on an off day because you don't have the full band there, but yet still get a big bang for your buck out of entertainment. It worked for me. And Ray just slays it. And I hope she gets booked at Heather's too. They're talking about that, I know, and getting her in there if they have any openings pop up. So would love to see that. Karis, how are you, my dear? Looking forward to doing a show with you tomorrow. I missed you last week a lot. I did. But let me talk about Ray's energy again for just a minute. Wow. She was all over that place. She went mobile with that wireless mic all over the place, singing with everybody, dancing with everybody. She had that place partying, and it was so much fun. And I adore her. She is one super nice person, and honestly, a hugely knowledgeable individual on social media. If you ever need social media help, contact Ray, because I know I have, and she's given me some great advice. Thank you, Kara, for that. Yes. Ray was awesome. Hello, Rebecca from Texas. How are you? Good to see you. Looking forward to you being up here, visiting, saying hey. Jim said Bobby Levens, that one. Yeah. And Bobby's slaying it. Always slaying it. And really some good vocals there too. Ray, you're most welcome, my dear. You know that. You're just a good soul. You are. And Rebecca, I'll let you know the live lineup. And Karis, I know you missed me while you were out there enjoying the West. Not, but I did miss you on the show, and we'll have fun tomorrow. By the way, I mentioned it earlier, Karis, you're on here now, but I mentioned it earlier. You have the topic tomorrow, and you have, the end of the show. So better be ready for that. Hope you're not too busy. This one's yours, dear. You're back. This one's yours. And there's a shout out for Under the Sun. Thank you, Mike Quinn, for that. Bobby, I didn't know you were on here, man. I shouted you out, but unbelievably good. I had a great time with you guys on Sunday. I wish I could have been there the entire time. I was for a lot of it, for sure. And yeah, Glenn, and that, you know what? Thank you for saying that, because I get a lot of hate mail over why I didn't go here and why I didn't go there. And when I say hate mail, some of them they're hateful, but I can go 5 minutes from my house and go watch great music at different venues like Heather's and Mr. Burroughs. I can go there and be back home in just a few minutes and get my work done and all the stuff I need to do around the house. So that's, some people like Glenn got to drive a long way to see live local music. I have so much in my backyard, and it's so much fun. And within 20 minutes of me, I've got Froggies, man. I mean, I've got places up in Dayton. The Hidden Gem is there. Lots of places that I can go and enjoy myself. And like Saturday, I'm going to be down at Queen City Harley down in Westchester. I'm going to be the MC for that, Riding and Rocking for Autism. And we'd love to have you there. Going to have some live music, including the Ken Anderson Band, as I like to refer to it, called Melodic Connections, which are all kids with disabilities who play music. And they're going to do a concert there as well, doing a show there. We've got them on the lineup that day. And if you've seen them at Autism Rocks, you know that is one of the most heartwarming things you can ever watch. So that's going to be happening. Bobby said it was a great Sunday. Bobby, your sound was on point. Everything sounded great. Everything was good. You guys just killed it. And Ray says the food was amazing. Yeah, food's good, Mr. Burroughs. good food. So you can enjoy Sunday Fun Days. They do there. They're doing them lately from 3 to 6. And it's going to end soon because of football season. So they only do it in the summer, but they've got a nice patio, and Mr. Burroughs always a fun place to see live music. It's my kind of real quick go-to on Sundays to catch somebody really good playing. And, I was there a few weeks ago for Jamie Combs. They have a great lineup. They really do. Josh Morgan, I mentioned you earlier, buddy. Were your ears burning? You and Gina the trucker. I thanked her for the dance. If you see her, tell her thank you. She's not on here, I don't think. But tell her I said thank you. For real. And what else we got? Bill says Ray Renee should do an acoustic show at Hub. Yeah. There's another one, Hollywood. There's another one to put on your list, Hollywood. Yes. And Josh, we had a party Friday night, didn't we? It was a good time, man. I enjoyed it. And Ryan, yes, I do have it. And I want to talk about it at length. But I love what you do, man. Thank you for that. And it's interesting to hear the soul in that song and the care in that song that goes into it. So, yeah, I want to talk about that more length. And let me know when you have the recording you want to say that's your final recording of that, because I'd love to play it on the show. I would like to play it at the end of one of the shows. For real, for real. I just haven't had a chance to answer yet, but I will. I'll send you something on the Book of Face to that. And yes, Ray said she'd love to play the Hub. Hear that, Hollywood? Where are you? Is he out there still, or he's probably had to check out and go do his, is this vinyl night for him? What night does he do vinyl night? He plays vinyl music. That's cool. So thank you, Ray Renee. Thank you, Bobby. Great job. And that One Party Band acoustic. Check them out, guys. Catch it out. And that is our list for the week. I'm out of time, but you can join me tomorrow. And Brandy, I was talking you up earlier. I don't know if you were on here, but you did a great job Saturday night. And thank you for taking that last minute gig to help Mr. Burroughs and be a huge supporter of the local music community. Brandy, thank you very much. And yeah, Ryan, when you get that recorded, let's play it. And you come on the show one day and we'll talk about it. How's that? I'd love to do that. For real, for real. And you knew every song played by John Fogerty yesterday. Jim McCarthy, you old dirty never. I won't say it. No. Thank you, Ray Renee, and thank you for what you do and what you've done. And someday we'll have lunch. If we ever get a moment, you and I need to have lunch and talk TikTok. So I know how to use it. Yes. Thank you, Jim McCarthy. We appreciate you starting it out. Guys, we're going to get out of here tomorrow live at 5 p.m. It's Hot Topic Tuesday. Joy and Judgment brought to you by Karis and Scott. I want you to join us for that. If you have a topic for a Hot Topic Tuesday, send it to me or slide into Karis's DMs. Maybe she'll answer you. I don't know. If she likes you, she will, because she's full of judgment. She is. No, actually, I love Karis. We're going to have fun with that tomorrow. Wednesday with the band, I'll be bringing you the Autism Riding and Rocking at noon. And then Thursday, Who's Playing Out, brought to you by Froggies in Monroe, Ohio. And since we talked about Kevin McCoy, we're going to leave you with a Kevin McCoy tune, everybody. I'm Scott Hall, your host. We'll see you next time. Here's Kevin McCoy, Blue Collar, coming your way. It's Blue Collar. Thank you, Eric Sears. Kara says, send all your ideas. Eric Sears, thank you. Bill, thank you so much. Here's Kevin McCoy, guys.
Got a long neck, got a paycheck, burning a hole in my pocket. Well, it's a Friday, I got my baby. Yeah, we're gonna smoke 'em if you gotta. Get my 40 hours plus some OT. This one's going up to you and me. Yeah. It's to the blue collar, the back collar, stretching that